Call of Duty just revealed the Season 4 roadmap for Modern Warfare 3 and Warzone, and let me tell you, there are a bunch of awesome content coming. We have 4 new weapons, 4 new maps, multiple events and plenty more. Let's dive in and see what else is coming in Season 4. As always, let's start off with the release date for Season 4. Season 4 will be official launching worldwide on Wednesday, May 29th at 9 AM Pacific time, which means you have just over 1 week left, so that's good. It is almost around the corner, we don't have to wait much longer. As we usually do in these type of videos, let's start off with the multiplayer side of things first. Like I mentioned earlier, Season 4 will feature 4 maps, 3 of them which are brand new and one of them is a variant of an already existing map in Modern Warfare 3. For our first map, it's gonna be Tokyo and will be available at launch. As the name suggests, this map is set in Tokyo. I cannot wait for this. This is gonna be awesome. For our second 6v6 map in Modern Warfare 3, it's gonna be Paris and will also be available at launch. And just like Tokyo, the name is self-explanatory. This map is set in Paris. Another awesome looking map. Cannot wait for this map as well. And for our third and final brand new 6v6 map in Modern Warfare 3, it's gonna be called Incline and will be available mid-season. And this map will be taking place on the snowy mountains of Urzakstan, and it is also gonna be a mid-size map. So yeah, if I say so myself, I'm definitely excited for these brand new 3 maps. They do look very awesome. Cannot wait for the Tokyo nightlife map. That's gonna be awesome. And finally, for our fourth map, it's gonna be Das Gross and will be available mid-season. And just as the name suggests, and as you can see in the images, it's basically gonna be Das House but with some visually updated, some weird things coming out of it. I'm not even sure what it is, to be honest. Yeah, these are gonna be the 4 new maps in Season 4. They all look amazing. However, with that being said, now we move on to the new weapons, 4 of them to be exact, that will be arriving in Season 4 of Modern Warfare 3 and Warzone. First of all, we have the new Supri 45 SMG, which will be available at launch via the Battle Pass Sector 6. And as the description reads, this is going to be an SMG and an assault rifle hybrid weapon, which will be impressively impactful at closer range, but also will offer you accuracy to mid-range and above with a controllable recoil. So I cannot wait to try this weapon. It seems like it's going to be overpowered, but of course we'll have to wait and see. Then we move on to our second weapon, and this is a return of a legend, return of a classic weapon, none other than the Kar 98K marksman rifle, which will be available at launch via the Battle Pass Sector 5. However, just keep in mind, they do say that this is going to be a modernized version of the World War II weapon, but will be still powerful and accurate with high damage output but a slow rate of fire. So basically, it's still going to be the same Kar 98K that everybody knows and loves. I cannot wait for the return of the Kar 98. I'm super excited. Then we move on to another returning classic, another legend weapon in the Call of Duty franchise, and that is none other than the Spas 12, or as they're calling it in Modern Warfare 3, the Reclaim 18 shotgun, and will be available mid-season. But yes, of course, if you've played Black Ops 1, you know all about the Spas 12 shotgun, and will be finally returning in Modern Warfare 3. But just like the Kar 98, the Spas 12 will also be a modernized version of the Spas 12 in Modern Warfare 3, so just keep that in mind. And finally, to finish off with the weaponry in Modern Warfare 3 Season 4, it's gonna be none other than the Sledgehammer, of course. Modern Warfare 3 is of course developed by Sledgehammer Games, and it only makes sense that we get a Sledgehammer melee weapon in the game. The Sledgehammer melee weapon will be available in the mid-season update. And as we are on the topic of weapons, you guys know a new season means couple new aftermarket parts. To be specific, in Season 4 will begin 8 new aftermarket parts. First of all, we have the Jack Harbinger kit, which turns your M4 assault rifle into a 50 cal. What? That's gonna be absolutely ridiculous. I cannot wait to try it out. Then we have the Jack Gunslinger for the Basilisk handgun for Modern Warfare 2 weapon. Then we have the Jack Volk for the KV Inhibitor sniper rifle for Modern Warfare 3 weapon. Then we have the Jack Scimitar kit for the FGX Horror submachine gun. We also begin the Jack Thumper 656 for the RGL-80 launcher. We have the Jack Requiem for the Kastov 762 assault rifle. We have the Jack Decimator for the Lachman Shroud submachine gun or the MP5. And finally we have the Jack Intimidator for the Runetti handgun. Moving on from the weapons, next up we have operators. Season 4 will specifically have 4 new operators. First of all, we have the return of the iconic Soap. Yes, that's right, disregard everything that happened in the ending of the Modern Warfare 3 campaign. Some way, somewhere, apparently Soap is alive after Makarov killed him at the end of the Modern Warfare 3 campaign. Again, I don't know what's happened here. He is here, apparently he's alive. Maybe it was never Soap that was in the tunnel. I don't know. Conspiracy theories, I have no idea, but somehow he's back. Moving on to our second operator, and he's gonna be called Hammer, and as you guys see in the picture, he's holding a sledgehammer. Just makes sense. But yeah, Hammer is gonna be our second operator. And next up we have our third operator called Void. And finally, to finish off, we have 2 new operators. They are only available via the purchase of Black Cell Battle Pass. They will be Dupe and Copy. And as we're on the topic of new operators, Season 4 will see the crossover with Mobile Suit Gundam. This crossover with Mobile Suit Gundam will include 3 unique operators unlocked via purchase of a bundle. First of all, we have the Mobile Suit Gundam Tracer Pack, Our second tracer pack will be the mobile suit Zakko 2, and finally we have the mobile suit Gundam aerial tracer pack. That is absolutely amazing. Alongside all of that, Season 4 will also see the addition of 4 new events. First of all, we have Critical Countdown, which will begin on May 29th and finish on June 26th. So that's gonna take a long time, almost 1 month. Following that, we have the Mobile Suit Gundam Legends event, which will begin on June 5th and finish on June 19th. And then for the final 2 events, they are both classified and redacted. For the first one, they say event classified, activation dates redacted. All information regarding this event has been deemed more secret. Now, I don't know about you guys, but could this be the reveal event for Black Ops 6? This event will be around June 9th, and we all know June 9th is the reveal date for Black Ops 6, directly following the Xbox showcase. So I'm not sure, maybe I'm looking into this too much, but I have a feeling this event will be related to Black Ops 6. And then the second event is also event redacted. However, it gives us the activation dates, which is June 19th all the way until June 26th. But then they also say all information regarding this event has been deemed more secret. So what could those 2 events be? We're not sure. I have a feeling one of them is going to be Black Ops 6, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Next up, we have the Season 4 Weapon Prestige Camo. It will be available at launch, and it is none other than Obsidian from Modern Warfare 2019. However, this time in Modern Warfare 3, it's actually going to be animated, okay? Unlike Modern Warfare 2019, this Obsidian Camo will look the same but will be animated, and that is absolutely cool. And in order to unlock the Obsidian Camo in Modern Warfare 3, it's actually very easy, but there are 2 steps. Step 1 requires you to have unlocked the One Trick Weapon Prestige Camo from Season 3 for the weapon of your choosing. Once you have done that, then you need to earn 200,000 weapon XP on that same weapon in order to unlock Obsidian Camo, okay? And you have to do this for every single weapon if you want to unlock Obsidian Camo for every single weapon in the game. In terms of the difficulty unlocking this camo, it's not difficult at all. However, in terms of the time, man oh man, it's gonna take a long time, because not only have to unlock the One Trick Camo, which was the Season 3 Prestige Camo, but then you also have to earn 200,000 XP for each weapon if you want to unlock Obsidian Camo for each weapon in the game. It's definitely gonna take a lot of time. Now let's go back to the multiplayer specific content. We have multiple new game modes that will be available in multiplayer. First of all, we have the Return of Demolition. It will be available at launch. If you have played the older Call of Duty games, you all know about Demolition. It will be finally back. Following that, we also have the Hyper Cranked. It will be available at launch. And just as the name suggests, this is going to be your normal cranked game mode, where every time you get a kill, a countdown timer will begin from 30 seconds to get a second kill, otherwise you explode. However, this is going to be Hyper Cranked, which is a bit different, and the difference is the fact that from spawn you will be cranked, okay? Following that, we have the game mode Havoc, which will be available mid-season. And if you've played Modern Warfare 2 last year, you know all about Havoc. It'll be once again returned in Modern Warfare 3. It's gonna be a normal team deathmatch, 75 points to win. However, kill streaks are disabled, and every time you get a multiplier of 12 kills, a new modifier will be added to the match. 24 kills, 36 kills, 48 kills, and so on, so on. Each time a new modifier will be added and changing the way the game gets played. Following that, we have headshots only. It will be available in the mid-season update. And as the name suggests, the only way to get a kill in this game mode is via a headshot only. Continuing with multiplayer, will begin new perks and equipment, some at launch and some in season. First of all, we have a new perk or vest called Mission Control Vest. It will be available at launch. We will also get a second new perk, this time in terms of gear, and it will be the Compression Plate, which will also be available at launch. Following that, will begin a new kill streak called the Intelligent Munition System, the IMS. It will be available at launch. It will require you to get 7 kills or a score of 875. For our second kill streak will be the Loitering Munition. It will also be available at launch, and this one will require you to get 8 kills or a score of 1000. For our third kill streak will be the Missile Drone. It will also be available at launch, and it will require you to get 11 kills or a score of 1375. And finally, the final kill streak is going to be the DNA bomb, and it will be available at launch. However, in terms of the kills, they say redacted, so they do not specify exactly how many kills you need in order to unlock the DNA bomb. And all they say in the description is, unlike the MGB, which is the nuke, the DNA bomb does not conclude the match. It has the same effects and everything, but it simply does not conclude the match. And to conclude from the multiplayer and the shared side of content, we of course have our 4 new prestige levels. Season 4 will begin with Prestige 4 at level 700, then Prestige 5 at level 750, then Prestige 16 at level 800, and finally Prestige 17 or Master Prestige at level 850. In terms of multiplayer and the shared content side of things, that would do it. Now let's move on to zombies, and quite frankly, I have no idea what to even say about zombies, okay? Not only like the previous 2 seasons where zombies will have nothing at launch, it will only be available at the mid-season load update, but that is made worse by the fact that there is absolutely nothing for zombies in season 4, okay? A brand new season. This isn't a season reloaded update. No, this is a brand new season, and all the zombie community is getting is an unstable rift, which like I said will be available in the mid-season update. Nothing, no new story, no new warlord, no nothing, okay? Just a simple unstable rift, and legitimately that's all, okay? That is all the zombies community will be getting in Modern Warfare 3. That is really disappointing. Unfortunately, when it comes to Modern Warfare 3 zombies, that's it. The writing's on the wall. Pretty much zombies in Modern Warfare 3 is dead. Do not expect any new content. I mean, if you are getting a new season and they are only giving us an unstable rift during the mid-season update, that is really sad. Unfortunately, Modern Warfare 3 zombies is pretty much dead. With that being said, that will conclude the zombies content. Now let's move on and talk about Warzone. Warzone will see some new major updates. First of all, we have the Urzakstan bunker update, which will be available at launch, and some of them also in season. So just as the name suggests, the bunkers in Urzakstan will be finally opened. Now, is this going to be an Easter egg? Maybe this could lead to the Black Ops 6 reveal. We're not sure, but all we know is that the bunkers in Urzakstan will be opened, and that should be very interesting. Following that, the Gulag will also be updated and will be available at launch. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure the Gulag has not been updated since the launch of the game when the Urzakstan map first launched, and since then the Gulag has not been updated. Like I said, correct me if I'm wrong, but here in season 4 it will be finally updated, and that is super awesome. Alongside all of that, Warzone will also see the addition of new modes and public events. First of all, we have the returning mode, the Buyback Royale Solos in Urzakstan will be available at launch, and additional modes will be added throughout the season. Unfortunately, at the moment everything is redacted. Alongside all of that, Warzone will be getting a new Warzone specific feature, and that is the Warzone rewards. It will be available at launch. Just as we currently have the daily challenges and the weekly challenges, Warzone will be getting a similar thing, but this one will only be specific to Warzone. There will be 5 different categories of challenges. First of all, you have the economics challenges. These offer rewards in return for looting and spending cash at the buy station. Then you have the contract challenges, unlock items for completing different types and numbers of contracts. Then you have the social challenges, interact with enemy players or aid your team to secure more item rewards. Then we have the mode challenges, complete tasks in different game modes from Battle Royale to Plunder to Resurgence. And finally, you have the Champions Quest challenge. Is the Champions Quest active in your game? Then check these challenges out. Alongside all of that, the specialist perk which were introduced in season 3 with Rebirth Island, now they'll be making their way to Urzakstan and will be available at launch. So now you can finally use specialist perk in Urzakstan as well as Rebirth Island. Following that, we have the addition of the tactical sprint boots in Urzakstan. It will be available during the launch window. Next up, we have an addition of a new vehicle, the Polaris RZR in Urzakstan, and will also be available at launch. Next up, we have another new feature called the loot hot zones. It will be available at launch, and just as the name suggests, scattered throughout the map, some areas will be the loot hot zones, which if you get there before the enemy, you will be rewarded with higher tier loot than normal. So that is very awesome. Alongside all of that, there's another feature. However, unfortunately, it is redacted weapons. It will be available mid-season. While the name of this feature might be redacted, however, in the description it tells us exactly what this is. So basically, throughout the season there will be some new weapons or weapon blueprints that will be only found within a hot loot zone or the new bunkers feature in Warzone. But with this new weapons feature, you can find these weapons throughout the ground loot, okay? That is super awesome. So in case you couldn't do the bunkers Easter egg or whatever that might be, you can actually find those weapon blueprints via ground loot, and that is awesome. And to finish off with this massive season 4 update, finally for Warzone we have another new public event, the Runaway Train. It will be available mid-season, and basically what the Runaway Train public event is, there's a small chance that your endgame might occur on the train, okay? Now, if you played the Christmas event, the Sleigh Ride Resurgence last year in Warzone 3, you know what to expect in this Runaway Train public event. It's basically going to be identical to that. The final circle, the 6th circle, might have a small chance of happening on the train, and of course the gas will travel also alongside the train, so you will be safe from the gas, but you will not be safe from the enemies, and that should make for some awesome final circle moments. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, all of this sounds very exciting. With all that being said, season 4 is looking really promising. It's a massive season with content for each game mode apart from zombies. Let's not talk more about that. That is very disappointing. But in terms of multiplayer and Warzone, there are plenty of content, and that is amazing. With that being said, make sure to click the video on the screen to see me use the new M16 aftermarket part, which turns into an absolutely overpowered weapon. Thank you guys for watching this video.